On the macroeconomic management, my administration will continue and maintain current macroeconomic policies and even do better. We will achieve this through prudent fiscal and monetary policies that can help translate high growth into more and better job creation and poverty reduction. By the end of my term, I hope and pray to hand over an economy that is much stronger, characterized by solid growth, low and stable inflation, dollar reserves, and robust fiscal position. On taxation, my administration will pursue tax reforms towards a simpler and more equitable and more efficient tax system that can foster investment and job creation. We will lower personal and corporate income tax rates and relax the bank secrecy law. Na presidente ako eh. Ayaw ko sanang makialam dito sa mga to. Wala mo na. Well, anyway, may I continue? At the household level, there must be sufficient income for all Filipinos to meet the basic food and non-food needs for their families. We shall continue to track investments that will generate thousands of jobs each year, jobs that are suitable for the poor and less skilled members of the workforce. Reforms to ensure competitiveness and promote ease of doing business will be mandatory. Reacting to these needs, the restrictions on the economy will be needed to make more investments to come and to develop labor-intensive industries such as manufacturing, agriculture, and tourism shall be pursued. We must also invest in human capital and ensure equal access to economic opportunities. The implementation of the Responsible Parenthood and Reproductive Health Law must be put into full force and effect. So that couples, especially the poor, will have freedom of informed choice on the number and spacing of children they can adequately care and provide for, eventually making them more productive members of the labor force. When employment is not an option, for instance, in extremely rural neighborhoods, entrepreneurship will be advocated. We shall also enhance local business environment by addressing bottlenecks in business registration and processing, in streamlining investment applications and process and integration, the services of various government offices. Government financial institutions shall come up with out-of-the-box financing packages to capacitate our small and medium entrepreneurs. In the field of tourism, we shall construct more access roads and tourism gateways to service centers and tourist sites. Road development projects shall complement with our trust to modern agricultural infrastructural and funding improving the construction and rehabilitation of roads and the irrigation, and establishing modern harvest and post-harvest facilities to minimize losses. We shall also conduct a nationwide soil analysis to determine areas most suitable for rice farming to optimize production, with the use of effective soil rehabilitation and fertilization. We shall strictly enforce fisheries laws, particularly on illegal fishing, and promote aquaculture along riverbanks and in backyards. On the other hand, we will accelerate infrastructure spending, improving national roads and bridges, and implementing the Mindanao Logistics Infrastructure Network and other road network master plans. We shall pursue inter-island linkage projects. We shall be implementing structural mitigation to measure the address of the perennial flooding in Metro Manila. At neighboring areas, we shall put up new pumping stations in strategic places. The revival of the operation of the Pasig River Ferry service system is a viable option for the severe traffic congestion in Metro Manila. This serves as an alternative mode of transportation for passengers, particularly those coming from the east side of Metro, to reach specific destinations within the cities of Manila, Mandaluyong, Pasig, Taguig, Marikina, and Quezon City. Our anti-colorum campaign and out-of-line apprehension, including the removal of terminals, will be intensified, and my God, it will be done. Immediately, to address lack of road infrastructure in Metro Manila, usage of existing roads will be maximized. Thus, there is a need to cooperate and coordinate with LGUs to map out secondary routes and to consult various stakeholders, including the public transport operators. Many in government opine realistically that I would have to agree that the worsening traffic situation could be logically addressed if Congress would also accord emergency powers to the agencies concerned. Ayaw mo, okay lang rin. Pero nakita namin, kung gusto ninyong madalian, alam naman talaga ninyo, sagad na lahat. Sagad na. Nasa inyo yan. If you give it, fine. If you don't, we take the longer route, slowly. And tanggapin ko yung pagmumura ninyo. Huwag lang sa malapit. Ganun talaga eh. You done it. It's an urgent and immediate situation, solution. Gusto ninyo, madali, okay. Pag ayaw naman ninyo, because baka sabihin nyo, ang corruption na, hindi okay rin. I assure you. Wala ito sa script. I assure you. This will be a clean government. If that is the only worry that you have, and I can understand your misgiving, wala na ito sa, haba. Wala na ito sa script. You know, ako makagarantiya ako. 101%, it will be clean. Problem is, I can only act through agencies and departments. That's why I urge you, na basking kunting mali lang, wala akong ano sa inyo. Wala na akong politika, wala na. I'm through after this. I just passed on to you the information that, you know, I act through secretaries and everything. I cannot guarantee their honesty and competence at all times. Cabinet members, yes. Pero yung sa baba, yung procurement, yung magbibidding dyan, but as far as I can really, it malinis talaga to. At napag-usapan namin sa likod about the federal system. You know, my advice to you is maintain a federal system, a parliament that be sure to have a president. Wag, hindi na ako niyan. I'm disqualified, and by that time, I would no longer be here. But I can commit today to the Republic of the Philippines and its people. If you hurry up the federal system of government and you can submit it to the Filipino people by the 4th, 5th year, kasi proseso yan eh. You call for a referendum, and after that, call for a presidential election. I will go. Sibat na ako. But you must have a president. You copy the France system. Huwag mo hiyaan yung puro na parliament, delikado. It takes time even for yung kagaya ng England, no? There was this bomb on the double deck. Took them time, really. Because there's no one apparatus for a commander-in-chief down. You can have a president, you can elect. Maybe Tito Soto would be the lucky guy at the time. O limitahan mo lang. Ceremonial powers, power to dissolve, power to accept the resolution or whatever. Mandating you this, do that. Or ceremonial powers, except in times of need. If there's a demand for action, you must have a president. Wala na ako niyan. I said, if you can give me that document, I will urge you to conduct, call for an election the following week. And even if there's still 2 years, 3 years, I will go. Okay na ako. Do not worry about me. I am into that much ambition. Nanalo ko. Hindi ko alam bakit nandito ngayon. Noon, nandoon lang ako. Totoo man. Sino man nagsuporta sa inyo sa akin dito? Wala man. Not a single congressman, except for 2 provinces, governor. Yun lang. Wala akong barangay captain. Wala lahat. Pero ngayon, processing time in issuing permits and licenses shall be reduced to the barest minimum. In my city, it is always 3 days for local governments. That will bind the office of the president down to the last barangay level. 3 days. 3 days. Local government. Business permit, clearances, no follow-ups. Bigyan mo ng stop. Be back next week. Tignan mo yung workload. And I will require every department, yung dito sa taas. They must have a logbook. Wag sa computer kay itong ganito na-erase yan. Gaya mong date, time, I accept the documents of Rodrigo Duterte. Then you go to your computer. You must have an actuarial projection, sir. Look at the workload. Napakabubo man naman kinima. Ilan ang workload ninyo? Tapos, bumalik ka dito August 3. 3 o'clock. Yan, 3 o'clock. Ibigay mo. Ngayon, I will be establishing 8888. Only for dedicated to corruption. Pag may marinig ako sa executive department, even a whisper, hiwalay-hiwalay na tayo. Marami dyan sa gallery, marami dyan, walang trabaho, nag-a-apply hanggang ngayon. Hindi naman lahat, kasi mayayaman yan eh. Mga asawa ninyo ata yan. While the issuance and distribution of motor vehicle plates at point of sale o through motor vehicle dealers shall be considered. Wag na sa LTO, kaya hanggang ngayon, Panahon pa ni Hesus Kristo yung first plate nila, hanggang ngayon wala. Bayad na yun until daw sa awa ng Diyos. For the driver licenses, its effectiveness will be extended from the current 3-year period to 5 years. To reduce queuing time at ticketing stations, tickets sa mga train will be made readily available and easily accessible to the riding public kung bilihin mo yan sa malls, stalls, and stores. Ipinagbibili mo yung diyan mo na ibigay. Accredited. Huwag doon banda sa recto, kasigurado pikihin yan mga ulol. May I address again to the Philippines. Ako po'y nagdodoble ang pagod para sa inyo, para sa kapakanan ng bayan. Seryoso po ako. Kayong mga ganon, tikit-tikit at magkaroon ng gulo, wag ho ninyong gawain yan. Ito na yung warning ko. Yun na yun, last. Wala nang iba. Hindi ko na gagawin. Huwag ninyong sirain yung mga bagay-bagay na ginagawa namin para sa kapakanan ng tao. Mabuti ang magkaintindihan tayo. Maya yung buntay kayo, kaibigan ko, talag. Kaya wag ninyong gawin. Simple lang yan eh. Para walang away sa gobyerno, yung mga bagay na illegal at masama at hindi tama, wag mong gawin. At hindi kami mag-aaway dito.